Oh my goodness. Look at this guy. We have Mr. Brian Johnson of Valley Mortgage in studio with us. Our show sponsor for today, an all-around debonair guy and best mortgage lender I know, Mr. BJ Brian Johnson. How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm great. Thanks, Eric.
Oh, great energy. Always kicking it off old school with all your flair.
You know, you use debonair every time you introduce me.
Do I?
You do.
It's
I
because
like
you're always well-dressed. I appreciate that. Cologned up, well-dressed. I appreciate it.
Well, I try. Thank you.
Mr. Brian Johnson, for those people who don't know, tell us a little bit about Valley Mortgage.
Sure. We're a mortgage banker. We've been around since 1983. We serve all of Minnesota and North Dakota. We just had our grand opening here last week, and our new space is at 3315 45th Street South. So stop by and see us anytime. We'd love to help you with your mortgage financing needs.
Mortgage, refi, if I need a checking account, can I come talk to you?
You can't, unfortunately, no.
Okay, but if I need a home loan, you're my guy, right?
Yep. Home loans. We do construction loans, refinances, purchases. We specialize in first-time homebuyer loans, conventional, FHA. We do a lot of VA loans and also rural development.
So Brian, right now, it's basically winter because it's fall, right?
You know, we had to turn the heat on in the house the other day.
How you doing with that, by the way?
It's getting cool out.
Yes, it is. When I say it's basically winter because it's fall, is that our market here is traditionally delayed, is it not?
It is, yep. You know, we're out 60 to 75 days or so on average.
If I want to buy a home, I'm going to step up. Let's say I'm Joe Blow home buyer. The average home buyer looks how long do you think on the market until they actually find what they're looking for?
2 to 3 months, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's 10 weeks. I feel like you've been copying off my cheat sheet here. So 10 weeks is the average amount of time, and then it moves into what we call a pended status, right?
Right.
Or escrow. What happens there? Because that's when you really take over.
Right. That's when we start our process more completely. I mean, we start the process early on, and we urge people to get pre-approved, pre-qualified credit checks.
You can't buy a house necessarily without a pre-approval, correct?
Correct. Most agents, most home sellers would like you to have a fully pre-approval letter in hand before you make an offer on a house or before you even go out and look at homes. So we urge people to go get pre-approved, take a look at your credit, review your income, asset documentation, 6 months, even to a year in advance. I've been telling that to my clients for a long time. It's good to get a good idea, good game plan, far enough in advance so we can make sure that you're at your best financial spot to get the best loan possible. So, yeah, you start 6 months to a year in advance. Then once you purchase the home, that's really when we kick in, and it takes 45 to 60 days, usually on average, by the time you sign a purchase agreement to get to closing.
So let's look at that timeline, BJ. You had said 10 weeks on average, 2 to 3 months for the home buyer to find what they're looking for. And then you just said about 45 days, another 6 or 7 weeks with you and in that pended stage. Math wizards out there, that puts us at 4 months, right?
Right.
And with it being end of September, early October right now, all of a sudden we find ourselves like, no, we're buying in 2018, aren't we?
Right. Yeah, it's getting to the end of the year pretty quickly.
Now, if somebody jumps on a place today, you can still close in 2017. But I wonder how many people out there listening right now, Brian, said, I'm going to wait until next year, right?
It's a common theme. Yep. I'll sit it out for the winter, wait till spring, and then look at listing my house or look at buying then. But, it's a great time to take a look now you might be able to get a deal, and you can certainly close in less than 4 months also. So
next year is here, is what you're saying.
Right.
Right? Think about that. Like right now, next year is here in terms of real estate. We say it's winter. Heck, it's almost spring, to be honest with you, because if you're going to wait 4 months to have this whole process unfold, that's an average. I mean, you can make an offer on a place right now and not close on it until April. Right?
You could, yeah.
You could jump on new construction right now and get it in the ground before it freezes, and then find yourself closing in March, April, May.
Correct.
Next year is here. Brian, as we talk about this, if somebody is interested in getting a home loan, you said that there's a number of things that they need to get to. What's that list? Because I bet it's not as arduous as people probably think.
It's not. Typically, we need 2 years of tax returns and W-2s. 1099s and K1s and business tax returns if you're self-employed. 30 days of pay stubs and usually 2 months of bank statements. There's usually a little bit longer list if you've got some special items, but that's kind of the basic necessities that you need right away. So everybody's situation is different. So I would say give us a call and we'd be happy to help you get pre-approved and talk through some options for you.
Now, the best thing about this is if somebody does want to start the process with you, Brian, and they contact Valley Mortgage, this is a for free kind of process, isn't it?
It is.
I think a lot of people hesitate to say, well, I don't want to give my social security number away, and I totally get that. And it's going to cost me money, and it's going to affect my credit score. What would be your response to that?
We offer free pre-approvals, and we can take a look at just looking at a pre-qualification too. So we don't need to pull credit if you're not ready to look at pulling that now. We'll take a look at what you have for monthly debts, review kind of your financial situation, and give you some tips and suggestions on what to do so that you're ready to buy a house when you're ready and get you ready then.
Brian, you have done such wonders by our clients and other people in the community. Usually the fastest response we've seen and able to make some miracles happen with people who have tricky credit and things that are, if you're self-employed, for example, that's always like the hardest way to get a loan. Because you're just nodding and saying, oh, you're exactly right. You've been able to do wonders, and I want to thank you on behalf of our clients, and you make our life a lot better and easier. Folks, you need to go to livefargomoorhead.com. You can contact Valley Mortgage through there, or as always, you can check them out at their new office, again, located where, Brian?
3315 45th Street South. Give us a call at 461-8450 or visit us online at valleymortgageinc.com.
Oh my gosh. Brian Johnson, debonair and spectacular to boot. Great to have you in studio with us. Folks, stick around. We have a lot more after the break. This is Real Estate Radio with Erik Hatch.